Hello, everyone. Welcome to our little festivities here. What Once Was Lost, a Wild Beyond the Witchlight campaign. I'm not going to fiddle around here and do too much intro here with me by myself. Let's just get right over to our awesome players here. And here they are. You guys can all say hi now.
How's it
Hi.
going, everybody?
Hey, awesome. All right, cool. This is going to be a live play. So literally everything that is happening here is happening completely 100% live. With that in mind, things might get a little bit funky here, just kind of starting us off because this is the first time we've run this particular one. But it is going to be quite a night to remember. So there is going to be some really cool things that you can do, and I will introduce some of that stuff that you as the audience can actually do to impact our games in real time, which includes things like wild magic and things of that nature once you guys have all accumulated all the really cool, awesome channel points and things of that nature. But with that all said, first up, I want to introduce our players here. So, Alex, if you mind introducing yourself and just tell us a little bit about yourself. What do you do?
Hey, my name is Alex. I am an actor. By definition, I have a degree and everything. The student loan debt to prove it. But I am also moonlighting as a substitute teacher, which is very fun. I have a couple of projects that I work on. Most importantly, I'd like to promote my Half Work, Half Orchestra podcast. It is a very fun time. If you've ever wanted to see improv, D&D, and musical theater share one podcast, that is where you should go. And very lucky for you right now, we're on hiatus, which means you can catch up before we start producing some new episodes. My pronouns are he, him. And if you ever want to reach out to me, say hi. I am very easy to contact. You can find me on Twitter under the handle @ActorFeet. Feat, not Feet. That's a totally different person.
Yeah, that's a
Totally different interest.
That's a completely different kink altogether. All right, awesome. Thank you, Alex. Next up, we have Corey. Mr. Corey Wade, would you mind telling us a little bit about yourself for those of you at home that don't know who you are?
Absolutely. My name is Corey Wade. I use any and all gender pronouns. I am a model, a musician, an activist, a queer inclusive sex educator. I give talks at different colleges and universities across America, specifically around the Midwest, around gender equality, inclusion, LGBTQ PIA plus visibility. And I am most well known for appearing on America's Next Top Model 10 years ago. That's kind of my claim to fame, but in 10 years' time, I've developed a undying love and devotion for D&D, and tonight is my first live stream of the game, so I'm very, very excited to have found these amazing humans. You can find me on Instagram at CoreyWadeOfficial. You can find me on Twitter at CoreyW4DE, and you can find me here on Twitch at SushiCatCorey. Yeah, baby, I'm so excited.
All right. Awesome. Moving on, we have Shelby, if you don't mind describing or just introducing yourself. I know this is also your first time on a stream as well, so go for it.
Hi everybody, I am Shelby, also known as the Shelled Bee. That's where you can find me on anything as that. Appreciate the friend who gave me that pun years ago. First stream, I'm just, in internet terms, I'm just a guy. I'm just here.
I'm just a person.
I'm just here. That's all you can ask of me. But I hope I can make you laugh, and I hope you have a wonderful time. But I'm just here to help and be cool.
Yeah, awesome. All right. Next up, we have Danny down in my to my bottom right, but it is your bottom left corner at home. Danny, if you mind introducing yourself as well.
Don't mind him. I'm twisted around too. This is pretty new to me as well. But like he says, I'm Danny, and I'm a magician of sorts. Every once in a while, I've been known to do some magic tricks. I also do a bunch of tech work. I am a forever DM, no doubt, but happy to be, and totally stoked about being a player for a live stream for the first time here. Can't wait to get some excitement and magic going on here. The only project I'm dedicated to right now is right here, right now with this awesome crew. So you're going to find me involved with this Twitch program here. I'm starting out a bunch of social media outlets. You can find me Twitter down below, and I'm ready to get started. How about you, Howie?
I mean, I'm been waiting for this, to say the least. All right. Next up, we have Mackenzie Hahn. Would you mind telling us about yourself and letting people know who you are?
Yeah, no problem. I clearly didn't rehearse it as many times as a few people here did. But hey, I'm Mackenzie Hahn. I'm a professional game master. I run games on SPG. Big fan of the Theros setting. That's like my #1 thing I dabble in right now. So if you like Theros games, ever been interested in one, you can find me there. You can also find me on Twitter and Instagram at Kenzie the Han. No spaces or underscores. Other than that, you might have seen me on Empire of the Ghouls on Kubel Press, or what was on is Friday TV, then later taken to Kubel Press for Thrones and Bones Norgard. That super sick setting from Lou Anders. Keep an eye on him if you want to see any more material come out. But yeah, that's all I got. That's me in a nutshell. Been playing D&D for a little bit. I love it.
All right. Yeah, for a hot minute. All right. And then last but not least, we have Clever. Clever Stevens, would you mind introducing yourself for folks who don't know who you are, and tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, my name is Clever Stevens. That is actually my Twitter handle as well, also with all social media. I am a software developer, and I've been playing Dungeons & Dragons since I was a wee little boy. My character is the enigmatic 11-year-old Pite, who is a wizard. And this is my first time ever doing any sort of live streaming, and I'm extremely excited to be here today.
All right, excellent. And last but not least, I am Howie. Some of you might know who I am. I am also known as the Blue Collar DM. This is the Blue Collar DM Twitch channel, so you found me somehow, whether it be through these awesome folks here or from other things that you find us all on. Feel more than free to enjoy what is about to happen here, and don't be bashful about utilizing a lot of those channel points. During our game, you as the audience are literally going to be acting as the Feywild. And when I say that, I do not mean that kind of. I mean you are. You are going to actually be enacting and being able to do some really cool stuff here in the game. You'll be able to actually trigger wild magic surges that just randomly happen. They are not necessarily going to be all the ones that you would find in the player's handbook. I might be pulling from a bunch of different ones, so just keep that in mind as we kind of go through this. You will also be able to buff and also debuff some of the players here. So or mostly buff, actually. I think I haven't put the debuffs on. We'll give you guys we'll use kid gloves here for the first day here, just to ensure
Debuff me.
Debuff me.
Bring it on.
Yes, exactly. So the idea being that you have the ability to kind of impact what happens in this game. It's going to be quite fun. So there is that as well. You also have the opportunity to give people inspiration. That's a thing. So if you end up finding that you want to give a certain individual inspiration, you can do that as well. So there's a lot of different ways that you can utilize the channel points in order to be able to impact what's going on here, and you can see all of those down at the bottom. The wild magic wheel is a lot easier to get than some of the other ones, which I love. It looks like somebody already redeemed something and it's not triggering, but that is okay. We'll figure out why that is here in a moment. But I will turn it on regardless to make sure that it actually works. Because I don't know why it's not doing that. It should allow it to go off, but it did not. That is a disappointing. Oh, no, it did. I just didn't hear it. Okay, that makes sense.
I said debuff me.
Interesting. Oh, I think it's because I'm in studio. Haha! There it is. Studio mode is very angry at me, apparently, for some reason. That's okay. All right. So, like I said, you can trigger those whenever. Also, I see a lot of you following. You also have the opportunity for subscriptions, especially if you are on Twitch. You can actually utilize that Prime sub. But without further ado, I'm done talking. We want to watch D&D, am I right? So we're actually going to just jump right into our little, we have a little intro cinematic for you all, provided it runs smoothly. So here we go.
Hey, look! A Dungeons and Dragons ride!
That's good.
And we're back.
That's fantastic.
That was great.
Oh, beautiful.
Come through with the production value.
I try. But with that all said, let's play some D&D, ladies and gentlemen.
That was really
We've been
cool.
waiting on this for a very long time, and I'm sure you guys are all ready. So, without further ado, we'll get started. The traveling extravaganza, known as the Witchlight Carnival, visits your world once about every 8 or so years. You have dim memory of sneaking into the carnival as a child without paying for a ticket. And for whatever reason, a number of your classmates are here again with you as well. That memory, though, has grown foggy over time, and though it still conjures a weird admixture of emotions, wonder and awe mixed with loss and regret, your character lost something, and you tried to find it, but the carnival owners, a pair of elves named Mr. Witch and Mr. Light, were decidedly unhelpful. But time passed, your heart became less heavy, and you began to give less thought about those childhood events. And for now, for reasons you can't explain though, the longing to retrieve that lost item has resurfaced, as though an old spell has faded away, allowing you to feel the loss again as sharply as if it happened yesterday. The Witchlight Carnival has returned, and you find yourself standing near a ticket booth at the entrance at twilight, just as the carnival is about to open. There, you meet all of your other companions here, who look just about as troubled as you, and without knowing how or why, you sense that each of them has all lost something as well. Perhaps fate has brought you all together here on this day. As you sit at the entrance here at twilight, you see in front of you a silver statue of a dancing fairy mounted on the roof of a ticket booth, surrounded in floating butterflies. The booth is decorated with the depiction of a night sky and stars shooting across it. Many children and folks of many different ages are all bustling, trying to run up and go ahead and grab themselves a ticket to purchase. During this time, you gather stock of those around you, including all of your companions. You see your buddy Cadmus, the Dragonborn, Kygo, the Bard, Elf, the Lenore, we'll get into that a little bit, Alistair, Maeve, and Pete. So with that said, we're going to go around the horn, and Cadmus, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us what you look like and what you're willing to share with the class.
Cadmus is a large, chromatic dragonborn, black scales with just a hint of coppery metal. He stands at about 6'2" and wears a very rusted armor cuirass, as well as some tatted leather over it. Also, he has a nice big shield, and it is very dented and scratched and worn. And when you look at his sword, it is very clean and well polished, almost as if it hasn't seen much in the way of battle. His eyes are a deep blue, and they kind of slowly look around as he begins to take stock, just kind of absent-mindedly running claw along one of his horns.
Absolutely. Standing next to you is a individual that you know very well. Kaiga, would you mind describing yourself and telling us as much as you're willing to expose of yourself and your character?
But of course. My name is Kygo Proudvale, and if you want me to talk about myself, well, I can do that until the cows come home. Myself is my favorite topic. I have long rose gold hair that I often like flip over my shoulders as I'm like talking and gabbing about. I'm a high elf of noble lineage. I'm beautiful. I'm just like a stunning sight to behold. And I'm a musician. And I will be the realm's most famous bard. But that wasn't always my story. I ran away from the expectations of my parents to pursue this career of mine in the arts. And I'm a little bit delusional about how great I am. I'll just say that. I'm freaking great. And I love myself. And you should love me too. I should say what I'm carrying a lute, but I have a sword strapped to my back. So I'm looking as though I'm soft and beautiful and fun and entertaining, but it seems as though if you get a little bit, on my unpreferred side, you might have to deal with the sword. The sword side.
All right. And that is going to then bring us to Shelby and Lenore. What would you like to say about Lenore?
Leonore keeps herself kind of distant from the group. It's all right, Howie. She keeps herself distant from the group, and at first glance, she kind of reminds you of someone, but it's like a passing feeling. Like you see a person walking down the street, and they have the same hair texture as your best friend, or the same nose as your grandmother. It's just a fleeting second of someone recognizable. Her face doesn't really seem to stay, but the longer you look at it, the more you see that it's hers, even though there's no way to really describe it. Some would think she's an Air Genasi, but she'll never tell, she'll never reveal. Her hair is shoddily cut, like it used to be long and she just did it herself one day. She's got a very uninterested air about her. She's distant and she doesn't look anybody in the eye. She's staring straight ahead at her goal, whatever that may be. But her armor and her leathers look old but well cared for. Maybe haven't been worn in a few years. And Leonore maybe glances and takes a look at the group and continues staring forward at her goal.
Okay. And that then brings us over to Alistair. Mr. Alistair, would you mind describing a little bit about yourself?
Alistair is a man with a purpose, but it seems like that purpose might be a little lost right now, clearly in this unknown, unexpected situation. He's a little apprehensive of his surroundings. Dark clothes kind of match a foreboding personality. He definitely has perhaps a shadowed past, but a positive sort of glint in his eye as he looks around, seeing what's what. Definitely has sailor garb on him. He's got a long coat, probably used to keep the weather off. Swords tucked underneath said coat, and he's ready for just about anything, whatever that might bring him. He hopes it's going to be profitable.
Very nice. Okay. That then next brings us over to Maeve. Maeve, I think you know what to do.
I think Maeve is just kind of walking back into the carnival. Took a little stroll on the outskirts for a bit. As she walks in, she kind of like brushes her very dirtied hands off on what leathers she has on her thighs. She's about 5'8". She's got this blue-black hair pulled back into a very austere-looking ponytail. She pulls a knife out of her bag and she starts picking away at the little bits of dirt underneath her fingernails. She's got these very steel gray eyes that look almost muted, hollow, withdrawn. And I think muted is a good way to describe how Maeve looks against everything. There's bright colors all throughout the background, an entire carnival happening all around her, and here she sits in some grayed, once black leathers, faded by the sun. Some grays and greens turned a little bit lighter, but overall just a bit dimmed. She kind of just like looks up and lets her eyes flick around throughout the group. But one word I think to sum it all up would be just very disengaged.
All right. Excellent. And last but not least, the youngest of your group, who seems to have not aged a day, Pete, would you mind describing yourself and telling us a little bit about yourself, my friend?
Well, hello. Yes, my name is Pete. I am a wizard. I am 11 years old and about 2.5 feet tall, and I have my friend right next to me is a cute little owl named Bubo. He's my familiar. He does what I want. I can see through his eyes too if I try. I don't like to carry things. I'm not the strongest out there, so I have behind me a big chest that I like to hold up on this disc that floats around behind me. It chases me everywhere I go. It's kind of fun actually. But when I came to this carnival a while ago, I seem to have lost my sense of self, and I hope to when I coming back here, I'm going to find it. Perhaps on this adventure, I can truly discover who I am.
Yes. And discovering the locations of these pieces of you that you no longer seem to have in your possession, these kind of non-tangible type pieces, you're not really 100% sure what happened or what caused you to lose these things. But here you are nonetheless, feeling as though this carnival has something to do with it. And as such, you find yourself, like I said, in front of that silver statue. You see a number of children kind of jumping around, trying to pay for a ticket and all of this. But at the same time, I need everybody to go ahead and give me a perception check, please, to see if you notice anything.
First roll of the campaign.
Ooh, baby.
And it's really low for me.
Not bad for me, average.
Oh, pretty good.
Dang, Cadmus.
It's shite for me. My head is in the clouds, or I'm too focused on myself, as
Oh,
usual.
that's
As usual.
Yeah.
That is quite all right.
just a big amount of dirt in
So
there.
with the largest number of all of those, with the 17 from Cadmus, please do, by the way, announce for everybody your what your scores were when you roll, because we do not have a physical dice roller in front of you, so therefore it will not show the audience. So,
Oh, yes.
but nonetheless, Cadmus with the 17. Cadmus, you, and I would even say Pete and Leonor.
There you
You
go.
do notice, not only do you see these children kind of all bustling about trying to buy their own tickets from this very friendly-looking goblin man, you also notice a number of them not going there. In fact, you actually see 4 or 5 children that are currently hopping the moat in the fence via the use of a tree not far away. With that in mind, what do you do?
You know, I'm gonna go say something to those kids.
Okay.
Excuse me! And Cadmus is going to approach the kids trying to sneak in.
I would say about 2 of them have already kind of jumped over, and one of them, kind of wearing a striped green and white shirt, just kind of turns back and goes, "Shh! What of it, mate?"
Well, I was just going to say that very clearly you are meant to pay for entrance to this fine establishment.
Says who?
The booth that says tickets.
Yeah, okay. What are you? Are you a guard or something here? Do you work for the carnival?
Well, no, but I work to instill proper morals into youths like yourself.
Ah. So you're like a holy guy.
Straight program.
So you're like a holy guy?
I wouldn't say. Well, yes, I am a holy person, but that's not the whole. It's more important. The takeaway here is not my religion. You don't have to be religious to be moral, of course. You can be moral without religion. But yes, I am a holy man. If that's what you prefer to take away from this.
Well, I mean, I don't really have. Well, give me a persuasion check. He's a little taken aback by your cavalier attitude. Just walk up to him while he's trying to sneak in, like, you're blowing our cover, man.
Oh.
An 11?
5, 11.
Yes. So with an 11, he just kind of goes, yeah. I'm just gonna go in. All right. Yeah. Just don't tell anybody. All right. And he just, the other kid that just is standing there, just kind of like, bye. And he also hops the fence as well.
Well, we all have to learn our lessons somehow, I suppose. And he's gonna turn around and head back towards the ticket booth.
Gotta be looking over those note cards. Work on your script there, pal.
I used all the right words.
Maybe
You had me convinced.
Are any of the kids having trouble getting over the fence?
No. In fact, they all seem to be pretty nimbly bimbly, and they're able to just hop right on over.
Have we noticed them at this point?
Oh yes, you would have noticed that Cadmus took it upon himself to go scold these children, and at this point have hopped the fence and left them in the dust and seemingly have gotten away with it.
As they run by, I'm just gonna be like picking dirt out of my nails with a knife, like, oh no, stop, no. Oh, they're gone. Wow.
Love it.
Good
I'm
job,
a little
Cadmus.
impressed, actually. It takes a little bit of guts to just commit to that, and then not only that, they're actually able to just zip over like that. Pretty good skills.
I have to admit, I may have done something like that myself in my youth.
I will intervene. Kygo. Kygo puts his hand on Cadmus's shoulder, points at the kids, and I say, "You there!" I say, "Where are your parents?"
Oh, this is gonna get
As you begin to
super
try to
well.
yell at these children, one thing that is lost on Kygo is that these children have already hopped the fence and are already like 10 feet into the carnival. And as you yell at them, that you see another passing group of like 4 or 5-year-olds with their parents, and they all just kind of like.
And I go, "See, Cadmus? Their parents are with them right there. Let them take care of it."
Yes, Kygo, I suppose I will.
Toss, toss.
Maybe a more effective approach would be to follow them through the proper channels.
Yes, let's successfully thwart another dangerous criminal hopping the fence of the Feywild Carnival.
Well,
I mean, I was told you could try to rat them out, but I was told that stitches get stitches.
well,
It's true.
as I learned myself growing up in, let's say, tumultuous circumstances, something like this, hopping into a carnival, leads to something like stealing from those who have very little. It's a slippery slope, as they say.
Well, but what if they already have very little and they cannot afford a ticket? Should they not still be allowed to go in?
Well,
Countered.
I suppose.
Back in my day, children just stole a little bit of coin from every person and bought a ticket that way.
That is still not the right approach.
And I'm sure the Feywild Carnival, the Witchlight Carnival, makes dubious amounts of coin.
Well, look, at least if you're gonna steal the coin straight up, it's a more honest mode of thievery.
Well, I suppose there's something to be said about honesty.
Not
If you're
always
gonna-
the best policy.
If you're gonna be a thief, and don't get caught.
Well, let's get some perspective here. Actually, how much are the tickets?
So
I
good question.
I'm gonna stand up and wander around and look for anything fun,
Sure. Right now,
just on the side.
that is a +1 to Alex. But as you are looking around here, as far as like something interesting, you're not in the carnival yet, so not really. You are still kind of outside the main entrance here. So interesting. Right now, just that kind of very nice looking ticket booth with a very elderly looking goblin. As you kind of hear him talking to folks, you can see that he's holding what appears to be a spyglass as he's kind of like looking at all these individuals as they come up. And he sees you all kind of wander up to this particular to this ticket booth and goes, "Ah, yes, hello. Who are you?"
Seems loud.
Yes.
Potential patrons, mate. The cost of entry?
Hold on. And you see him reach down. He reaches out and he takes like a little ear cone. He goes, "I'm sorry. What was that? You said your potential what?"
Patrons, mate. Patrons.
Oh, patrons. Right. Well, greetings, fairgoers. You see, this individual appears to have really bad cataracts already in his life, in the whites of his eyes. He also appears to have a number of the most distinguishing feature about him is, besides the items that he uses to see and hear, are the numerous kind of boils that kind of adorn his kind of like larger, his kind of ironically smaller goblin nose, and he just kind of wipes it off. He goes, "Right, okay, tickets, adult ticket, all right, so 1, 2, 3, 5 adults and 1 child. That'll run you about 8 silver pieces for the adults, so that'll be 8. 40 silver pieces for the adults and 3 silver for the child."
Oh, I say to him, I know what's going on here. You can't see very well, and you don't recognize me. Don't you know who I am? Clearly, me and my friends should be offered free admission.
He just kind of stops for a second, puts his ear cone down, and takes out his spyglass again. He's just like,
Yes, a very famous
Halfling.
"Famous." Nope, sorry, don't recognize you. But I do.
Would you believe
It's a
he's
way.
also a kid?
Maybe.
4 adults, 2 kids?
I don't know about that, but there is a way you can actually gain entry without paying, like you were alluding to. But the way to do so is actually by there is a little bit of a barter here where you can make a small pact here with myself, as long as you fulfill your means of the pact and do not, how you say, violate it and cause any riffraff. Then you'll be able to get in scot-free. Well, that's
What
the.
sort of
I don't know why they say scot-free. I guess that must be the guy's name who came up with it.
Alistair immediately takes 2 steps back and just goes for coin, because he will not be making any pacts in a place like this. No, sir.
My friend, that is the smartest decision ever. I think I'll do the same.
Leonore also takes a couple steps back, but she pulls out some extra coin.
He walks right up, yeah, and waves his little finger and causes the ground to rise above, so that he can climb up and be at eye level with this goblin. What sort of pact?
Well, let's see here. Well, you seem to be a very
Child.
eager little boy. All you would have to do is, while in the park, you must greet all the trees that you meet with reverence. And if you do so, you will be allowed to be in the park.
I roll my eyes and reach for my coin.
Trees?
Yes, the trees.
Actually,
I need to say hello to the trees, or what do you mean?
Oh, yes, you must greet them. You must say hello. You must admire their various branches and leaves and foliage. You don't need to do this to shrubbery, though, however. Only the trees.
Not the shrubberies, but the trees.
I'm speaking from experience here. You do not want to make pacts, especially of the magical sort.
No, this is not a conversation for you. This is a conversation for me and the boy.
Well, how many trees are there?
There's probably plenty of trees. You don't have to go and seek out every single one. I'm just saying anyone that you meet.
Do the trees talk?
Some do.
Oh.
this carnival
I don't-
really
I don't-
has
I don't know.
everything.
I don't know. What do you think?
What do I think? I think you should do
Immediately
it.
out.
Everyone? What do you think, guys?
Honestly, if it's just a tree,
Coin on the
you
table.
should go for it.
Listen, boy, you look like you don't have many friends. I would take the deal.
It's true. You can make friends with a tree.
It's never too early
I have
to learn
plenty of friends. I'm
reverence.
all right here. I don't need more friends.
Well,
He
then
takes
don't take it.
this conversation he's having is the ear cone. He goes, "Oh, that's just rude."
Yeah.
Trees are great company.
I don't know if I can be beholden to saying hello to every single tree that I meet. That seems quite extensive.
I'll pay for him.
Oh,
No
thank
deal
you very
necessary.
much.
Leonor
So you're
kind of
g-
steps up and puts like a very firm hand on Pete's shoulder and like pulls him back to the end of the line with her.
All right.
And I am aghast that Leonor paid for him and not me.
Leonor just like dead eyes you, just like
Right back at you, Queen.
Leonor just turns away and like continues pulling Pete.
I suppose I will pay the silver as well.
As soon as I get my ticket, I'm finding the test your strength booth.
All right. Tickets for everybody. Oh, and one more thing before we forget.
Is it a map? I
It's
want to
a
pay
set of butterfly wings, actually.
Ooh.
So there's one for you, and one
Thank
for
you.
you, and one for you. All right. Now, these things don't allow you to fly or anything like that, but they are necessary as they not only indicate that you have paid for your admission, but also the fact that, well, you've paid for your admission is mostly the reason why, and they look pretty cool. I mean, most of the people who work here also wear them, so they're pretty neat.
Takes the butterfly
These-
wings, kind of looks at them.
I'm gonna look over at Alistair. I'm holding it up in like between a thumb and a finger, and just like, are they serious?
You don't
That's
have to
not to push
necessarily
them
wear
up.
them as long as you have them on your person.
Immediately begins taking them back off.
Slowly put them on. I think it's complimentary to green. It's
Uh,
fine.
I'll at least do like a
excuse-
over-the-shoulder thing, so I've got both butterfly wings just on one side, like a backpack.
Excuse me, ticket man.
Yes. I mean, you
you
can
mean-
call me Nicholas, but yes.
Ah, I'm so sorry. Nicholas.
Right.
No,
Ticket man.
Nicholas Midnight. Pleased to meet you all.
Pleased to meet you as well. Cadmus. These fit over armor, correct? I don't have to.
Oh yes, of course. They
Right.
will accommodate individuals of all shapes and sizes, as well as any folks who have difficulty putting them on themselves. They will have the ability. They have this ability to kind of magically conform to the wearer.
Very well then. And Cadmus will slip it on.
Yeah, and as you do, you see that the straps almost look like they're small enough that they could fit like a 4-year-old or maybe a 5-year-old, but then you see that they just kind of continues to stretch, similar to an elastic, but more so than what you would necessarily think that an elastic band would. It actually does magically envelop and allow you to wear them, and not only that, as you put them on, you notice that the straps themselves vanish after placing it on your person. And the wings are now just kind of attached to the back of your armor, as it seems.
Oof, Alistair, that looks so unsightly. They're just crooked and on one shoulder.
It's a bit of a
Oh,
growth now,
they
isn't
look
it?
amazing.
Leonore kind of fiddles, like pulling the straps on, like tying them around her wrist. And I think what she does is she puts them around her ears, so it shrinks like ear cuffs. So it's just butterfly wings behind her ears.
Oh yeah, absolutely, and that's just exactly what they do. They just kind of conform, and you almost have these like kind of almost like it looks like your ears are waving, but it's actually the wings themselves that are just kind of fluttering there in place. And Nicholas goes, all right, dear, I guess that'll work. But anyway, lady, fairgoers, welcome to the Witchlight Carnival. Enjoy yourself. Take a look around, see what all the different sights and sounds have to offer.
Do you happen to?
Do I need a pair of wings for Bubo, my owl?
It's an owl.
Sorry, it's an owl.
It has wings.
Yeah.
Well, can I get a separate one for Bubo?
I'm still holding mine. I'm like, he can have mine.
Do you want to pay admission for your owl?
I don't. Well, I just think
I've heard-
you look really cute with a pair of extra wings.
Oh,
He can have mine.
as long as you can prove that they are yours later on, I suppose that would work for you. In time, I guess.
Pete, you already didn't pay for your wings.
Okay,
Don't ask for more.
He pulls out 3 silver coins and hands him the admission.
Oh, all right.
Yeah,
Well, and he gives
yeah.
you another set of wings to put on your owl.
All right, I'll just hold mine then. Like, begrudgingly.
Okay.
Nicholas, do you happen to have a map of this festival?
Yes, of course. Here you are. And he goes ahead and he shows you the map of the carnival. So as you can see here, there are many different opportunities that can be had here while you're at the carnival. It is up to you where you would like to start, but as you kind of first walk in, you hear this kind of loud calliope that just keeps blasting in your ears as you are hearing it now. It is incessant and never stops. But with that said, one of the things that's interesting as this merry tune kind of spills forth from the back of this instrument on a brightly red-colored painted wagon, you see a monkey wearing a cloak covered with numerous buttons all over it, turning a handle at the rear of the wagon. Sends the music in through the crowd, and you see a number of folks are kind of watching and clapping as the song ends. They kind of list their ways away and begin to kind of work their way around. However, as soon as that happens, you see a goblin dressed as a ladybug toddling up to you, rattling a little tin cup and goes, yes, hello! You see, our friend over there loves buttons, and if you donate a button, he will play you a song. Spare a button, if you please, and I'll sew it next to all of those. And while I offer nothing in its place, it will bring a smile to this monkey's face.
Alistair immediately just cannot stop looking at the monkey going, that's not normal.
I clutch onto my lute and say, surely that monkey doesn't possess the skill that I have.
And
How do you feel
Turn
about
up.
buckles?
Buckles, I
The
mean,
exchange rate.
I don't care for them. I mean, I actually kind of am a purveyor of my own belt buckle collection. However,
that's nice.
our buddy here, Ernest, only likes buttons.
Oh, unfortunate. I don't seem to be carrying any buttons.
Oh, well, that's unfortunate. Anybody else have a button?
I have one.
Alistair will
Uh,
definitely, or Pete, go ahead.
He casts prestidigitation and creates a little button in his hand and hands it to him, knowing full well that it only lasts for about 12 seconds.
And the goblin just kind of like, oh, Ernest will be quite pleased. You see that, Ernest? And like dingles in. You see the monkey kind of just go, and then just like begins playing songs from the back of the wagon here. Just starts cranking on the on this thing, and in about 12 seconds the button disappears, and then Marigold goes, "Oh, never mind, Ernest, false alarm," and he just goes, "Huh."
Out of sheer just sorrow, Alistair's gonna take a button off of his coat and immediately pass it off and go, "No, please continue your music, strange little monkey."
And Marigold goes, the goblin Marigold just kind of takes the button. "Don't go, Ernest!" And he goes, and starts playing the music again. And you have made one happy monkey.
We would have a monkey or two occasionally on ships I've been on before. Usually parrots are more the thing, but...
So is this just a music box playing? Or...
Oh, yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes, quite.
Well,
You see, Ernest turns the crank there, and it plays the little tunes out of these different various I guess you call them bells or pipes or whatever you want to call them. Kind of like an orchestra.
Are any of Kygo's songs listed there? Like, is he getting royalty for this?
well, Kygo, being ever competitive, grabs hold of his lute and says, "This isn't music. You don't know music. I can enlighten you if you if you would indulge. And I don't need any buttons."
Okay. I mean, can't you just let the monkey have one for a moment, just to like, he really only lives for this.
I'm like, that is quite sad. All right then.
I mean,
I'll let you have this.
Does this
one
look
monkey.
sad to you? And he kind of just like looks around at this whimsical carnival that you now see numerous people that are riding in like these kind of like large bubbles that are just kind of like floating up over you as they kind of almost seem to be taking a complete tour of the surrounding area here at the carnival. It's quite a whimsical sight to see.
Kygo, please do not
Yes.
upstage the monkey.
I'll let you have this one monkey.
Kygo, I think you have enough pride and enough talent to need to upstage a monkey.
I thought the performance met expectations.
That's very high praise.
It's pretty good.
I mean, she's just playing the songs out the back of the calliope, but okay.
Like, I never thought you could be so upset over a little monkey.
I'm not. I'm letting the monkey play.
We'll go.
Well,
I'm sure there's more musicians of your caliber, maybe at the big top.
Proudville, pride is in my name. So don't be surprised when I get competitive when I hear music, knowing full and well that I possess the best music the realm has ever heard. Right here.
Sure.
I would like to get us back on track, if I might. I remember on the map, there said something about lost property. And I think I'm going to head that direction. And then Cadmus turns and heads the opposite direction. And he just starts walking away from the lost property.
Well, and it's funny that you say that, because as you basically do a complete heel turn the wrong way, you see this large 12-foot tall walking tree, garlanded in golden ribbons, marching through the thoroughfare. This particular tree, you see these emerald clouds that are kind of swirling above it and raining down these golden spinning sycamore seeds. You see a number of different children and other fairgoers all kind of going around trying to catch the seeds before they hit the ground. And as the seeds gently fall, you see a little squirrel kind of like going up to people that is kind of like scampering in and out of the boughs of the tree, handing dandelions to those who pass by. And with that said, there are some sycamore seeds that are flying around in your direction. All of you. What do?
We swept them away.
I give Pete a pat on the back and go, "There's your pact there. You're up." You know?
Oh, Pete doesn't. I paid for
Oh,
Pete.
I never signed up for this.
Oh, that's right.
Ooh, quite honestly,
Leonor
though,
does,
It's like 3
Leonor
times.
has kept like a hand on Pete's shoulder this like entire time. like almost like scruffing him.
I must.
But she does like loosen her grip a little bit, and she reaches out and catches a sycamore seed and hands it to Pete.
I think I'm afraid they're gonna get in my hair, so I'm just trying to like shield my hair and like get them away from me.
Okay.
Cadmus, seeing Kygo shield his hair, will put his shield up above Kygo's head to stop from reaching his hair.
Thank you, you're such a doll. I imagine this is in exchange for me helping you with those dreadful children.
Of course, Kygo.
I don't understand why they would just let a tree wander around spreading litter. It's making a huge mess. I've crunched at least 12. Just walking over here to say that to you.
So those of you who do, I guess, try to catch any of these seeds, go ahead and make me a dexterity check.
Alrighty. Is it just me?
Looks like it so far.
Alistair's gonna grab a few, almost out of reflex more than anything, but...
Right. And Pete, are you gonna try as well?
Oop, I did dexterity save. I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
I guess I can.
That works. I got an 11.
Okay.
Straight dex?
Yep, straight dex. Yep.
Nice.
Yeah.
That is a dirty 20.
There it is, dirty 20, thank you.
I rolled a 7.
Yes. So for Leonore and Alistair, you are able to snatch onto one of these. Pete, it's almost as if they're like coming at you so fast, you just don't really quite know, and you almost don't have enough time because of your proximity to the ground to catch them before they fall. But as you are all kind of wandering about, doing this, the small little red squirrel kind of comes up to you and comes up to you specifically, Pete, and goes, "Hey, that's okay. Here, try one of these." And he gives you a dandelion. He goes, "Go ahead and blow it and make a wish."
Oh, yes. Thank you, little one.
Rabies.
What should I wish for? No, I'm not gonna wish for rabies.
Squirrel, it's gonna be rabies.
You know,
Pete.
I know what I'm gonna wish. He closes his eyes, thinks really, really hard, and gives it a good blow.
Okay. So Pete, go ahead and direct message me in Discord what Pete wishes for.
I don't know why I'm feeling so tense about this.
Yes, you look very tense. I don't know why. Just let it go.
I was gonna say an 11-year-old making a wish. No reason to be tense. As far as the rest of you, Leonore and Alistair, the seeds, when you catch them, they begin to glow, almost this kind of strange, kind of like golden color. And as it glows, a couple things happen.
A couple?
A couple?
Yes. For you, Leonore, for whatever reason, you feel your spirits are entirely uplifted, and you almost find everything all about you, in and around you, everything here at this carnival, extremely amusing. For the next 24 hours, you now have the following personality trait that is being magically placed upon you. I am easily amused.
So you're just calling me out right now, is that what's up?
Nope. On the other hand, Alistair, your sycamore seed slowly begins to morph and change into a gold piece.
And I'm already feeling very good about my decision to come to this adventure.
And I'm feeling very good about not grabbing one. Although the gold seemed nice. Seems
Hashtag profit.
Yeah, good for you.
I'm going to
He
thank
actually-
the squirrel for the dandelion, and I'm going to reach into my satchel and give the squirrel a good berry.
Oh, well, thank you so much, sir. I appreciate it. Sir, lad. And he just kind of scampers back up the tree as the large lumbering tree sapling just begins to walk down the rest of the thoroughfare.
Alistair starts to put his gold coin away with he's visibly relieved as he puts it away. Like, like a weight has been lifted.
I think you look very happy. I'll like saunter on up to Leonore.
Leonore, like, the seed landed and she looked at it as it glowed gold, and you just kind of see like a lot of weight drops from her face and her shoulders drop, and she looks way younger than you first estimated her to be, and she goes, seriously?
Want one of whatever she's having? Where did the tree go?
Leonore slaps the sycamore seed into Maeve's hand.
Doesn't seem to have the same effect.
Cadmus
Yeah,
You
turns
broke
to
the seed.
Alistair.
Way to go. I'll
Cadmus
just like
turns
give
to-
it back.
Cadmus
Leonore-
turns to Alistair and says, looking at them standing side by side, they're on very different parts of the same spectrum, don't you think?
Two sides of the same coin. And I
Yes.
don't know which one I want to come up heads, because this is a lot.
Well, Kygo is scared of both of them.
I don't know what you mean.
But impressively so.
Kygo, look at me. Look at me. Look at me.
With terror in his eyes, he looks at
Leonore giggles and goes, "Oop," and she immediately like scruffs Pete and walks a couple steps away.
And I turn to Cadmus and I say, did that bitch just touch my face?
Well, to be fair, you have a very glowing complexion, my friend.
It was
And I'm like-
probably a compulsion.
Like, Cadmus, you really are a doll.
I try my best.
And I'm like, Leonore, watch it.
She blows you a kiss.
This is not the same person we walked in with, is it?
Did you
There's been
need assistance, friend, in getting to the lost and found booth, perhaps?
No, I think I know the way. And Cadmus's face like twists. He's like, no, I think I know the way. He's very suddenly, all of a sudden, very indignant about knowing where he's going. And
Well,
then he
alright
takes a
then.
step in the wrong direction again and keeps walking.
Well, Cadmus, what is it that you lost?
Doesn't really matter. I mean, we've all lost something, haven't we? I'm not going to ask you a very personal question like what you lost, Pete.
That may be true, but you don't seem to have a lot of sense of. I mean, do you know what you're doing, Cadmus? Have you ever seen? You're holding the map. You're holding it.
Right. How silly of me. Let me double check this.
Did you lose your sense of direction?
No. No. Okay, so I am trying to be a better person, which means lies are no good, right, Pete? Repeat after me. Repeat after me. Lies
there.
are no
Lies?
good.
Lies are good.
No, you forgot the no. Lies are
No.
no.
No, lies
Lie-
are good.
Pete, lies are
We'll
the
get
only
there.
thing keeping you alive most days.
We'll get there, Pete. All I mean to say is that I should not be lying. Yes, I have lost my sense of direction. Even with the blasted map in my hand, I cannot find where I am going. Is that what you
Cadmus,
want?
you may be the luckiest Dragonborn here because I happen to be a bit of a navigator myself, and if I can navigate the high seas, I'm sure with my help, and he kind of puts an arm on you, we can probably navigate this festival. Come on. And
I
I'm
put my
actually
arm on his
calling
other
for
shoulder.
you.
I put my hand on his other shoulder and I'm like, Cadmus, and you've got my vote of confidence too. We're gonna get you through this, my boy. Don't worry.
I
I'm just
appreciate
gonna
it.
quietly stand back and not let anybody know I'm a ranger.
Leonore shares a look with you, Maeve, and it's just like,
He'll find it. He's fine. He
Maeve.
doesn't need my help.
Maeve, with great power comes great responsibility, but Alistair is not going to out you, and he'll take it upon himself to actively try to push Cadmus in the right direction.
And kind of allowing himself to be guided, he will just let himself be pushed towards the lost property booth.
Okay.
You
So-
are doing so well.
I
Woo.
needed to hear that. I really did, Maeve. Thank you.
I do what I can.
So you begin making your way over there, and as you do, you begin to notice that a number of the people here, you see some children kind of going and chasing each other around with various like some of them have their faces painted, some of them are all like kind of eating various and copious amounts of sugar in their pursuit of each other, just kind of basically just kind of playing tag, chasing their spills around. Appears to be a very positive atmosphere, and you notice that everyone and even the nature around you begins to have this kind of almost like uplifted sense of itself, almost as if by your actions, whether it be from helping out with the calliope or any of the things that have happened so far, moods and spirits are high. But with that, you make your way over to lost property.
Why is everyone smiling so much? What's going on?
It's the facial muscles. They relax and you smile. You should try it, Maeve.
Yes, maybe you could do some exercises. I know, it might be difficult, but maybe if you take your fingers and then do this, you might get accustomed to the feeling.
Like this? Is this better?
On second thought, don't do that. On second thought,
Or give it normal.
Leonore's giggling like.
I think that's much better.
I'm just fun because I'm just having a fun time.
Very good, Pete.
give the place credit. The production value is high. I mean, look at the effects.
Yes, it is very.
All the colors around the festival as we walk by.
Right. All these bright colors. Great.
It must bring a smile to your face, Maeve. Nothing?
It's so good. I love it.
Insight check.
Is there? To be fair, the smile is there, but the eyes look very, very dead.
Thank you.
You're improving.
Well, regardless, you all make your way over to Lost Property. And outside of Lost Property, you see a rather large feline creature with midnight blue fur. This creature has a pair of tentacles extending from its shoulders and wears these fake butterfly wings. Hanging from the collar is a small wooden keg, and the creature roughhouses with two small boys. One of them goes, again, let's play tag again! While the other one hangs around its neck. You see this individual kind of looking at you all as you make your way up there and goes, wow. Hello there. How can I help you?
Yes, we were coming to retrieve some lost things of ours.
In a manner of speaking.
Yes.
Lost things. Can you be a little bit more? Can you be a little bit more specific?
I step in front of everyone and I say, I lost a lute. It was a beautiful lute, a magical lute, and it played beautiful music. and it looked like this, but more beautiful. Have you seen it? And I hold up my lute.
I can see what I've got in the wagon. Give me a second. And he begins to kind of, you see the tentacles begin to kind of flick and pass through a number of the different items that are in the cart, and he just kind of goes, wow, I mean, I found a loot, but I don't think it's like the one that you're describing. And he pulls out this very beat up, like kind of like small ukulele looking thing. It's definitely not your loot. And he just kind of goes, I'm afraid that's all I got as far as the loot is concerned.
Oh, what a letdown. I'm like, damn, I'm on a journey.
I think this loot is far inferior to yours. You should not take it with us.
It truly
It is very dingy.
You said that, and I won't be taking it with it. I'll be like, I'm gonna say, well, this surely can't be all that you have in stock. I definitely lost my loot here. I know for certain.
I mean, I wish that I could be of help to you, but I mean, this is what we have here. Maybe you misplaced it somewhere else, or
Kygo, frustration, red in the face at that, and is like, I would never forget the day that I lost my loot.
Flashback noises.
How did you lose it?
Question for the DM: do we have actual recollection of how, or did we forget that?
Nope.
And then at that very moment, Kygo struggles to remember and can't. And I'm like, oh, well, damn. Well, damn.
You don't remember.
And I'm grasping for the memories, but can't grab hold on to anything tangible.
If
I mean, if you can't trace your steps back to where it was,
if I might interject,
yes.
would you happen to have something more, maybe more nebulous, like one's sense of direction?
No.
Or something more vague,
No.
if that is possible.
No. You all seem to. Have you all lost something that personal?
Well,
was-
to be honest, I thought the very act of coming to this carnival would fix it, but the colors here are too bright and everyone is too loud, and these booths don't look as fun as they were in my head.
I have never heard anyone say anything like that of any of the sort of this wonderful place.
I know.
And as soon as he says that, you see one of the boys goes to grab this kind of small mirrored looking ball, almost like a disco ball to an extent, but it's like this big. It's very small. And when he goes to do that, you see Durlagron, this cat person, this feline that somehow has the ability to talk to you. Like how you guys all glazed over that.
Right.
This is a cat
just
that's
started
talking to you.
We just met a talking squirrel. I felt like the cat was
We're in a
really an
carnival.
upgrade.
Yeah, I mean, but you see one of his tentacles just goes whoosh,
And he has
no-
tentacles.
and knocks the ball out of the child's hand, and you see the kid go. He goes, "No, I'm sorry. No, I didn't mean.
I wasn't mean.
And he the kid just starts running off crying. He goes, shit.
Can I roll?
You-
Can I roll a nature check to decipher what this creature is if I maybe have come across it in my travels before?
Sure.
Because
I
I'm
don't
very.
need-
Because it's got tentacles.
Yeah, it does have tentacles.
Would a 13 give me any more information?
A 13 would just be enough. You have at least heard of this kind of creature before. It is not one that is it's not very commonly found at all in this kind of setting. Nevertheless, it happens to be here. You're used to these creatures kind of being very shifty and hard to kind of get a beat on, and being very powerful hunters. This is a displacer beast,
Oh my god. Okay. And it talks.
and this one talks.
And
This
it's with
one talks.
children.
And it's with children.
All right, Kygo's memory was foggy and had a weird psychological episode at the fact that he couldn't remember where he lost his treasured item, his loot, and then snaps to and realizes, wait a minute, you can talk. what about that?
Meanwhile, did the little boy run off fully?
Yeah, the little boy just ran, and Durlagron just kind of looks and goes, I'm sorry, but
Corey, that was
I
good.
can't leave Alwyn alone. Can you all chase after Vero for me?
I take the mirrored ball. I don't-
Please leave that here.
Oh,
Why?
Cadmus. I'm gonna be like, Cadmus, do you have it in you to deal with some more children?
I'll let you know, but please get Vero first.
I can always. help.
Leonor goes off and gets the boy.
Okay.
Oh.
Well, maybe you do. go ahead and give me a perception check. Oh, Corey rolled a thing, so that is.
No, I didn't.
You rolled a dice, so the +1.
That was my nature check.
I know. So it's actually.
Oh,
14.
you're. Oh.
No! I got a nat 1.
Oh
no!
Did
hate to see it.
I think
Had to
Leonor
happen
lost her sense
eventually.
of direction.
Yeah, I'm glad it was me.
Yeah, you see
I'm glad it was
Leonor
something
just kind
so
of
low
walk
level.
the opposite way,
No.
pulling a Cadmus. Being very you are actually just easily distracted by you see a small child with a lollipop kind of walking by that's like rather large, and you just like run right. You just like get distracted and go and just start walking that way.
I just see any child and think that's him and just
Yeah.
go after it.
Yeah, it's not. Despite the fact that he is crying in my ear right now, you do not find him.
I suggest following the crying.
I sent Bubo out to fly above the festivities and to look down upon them and try to basically circle around above where the child's at so we can see it.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a perception check with advantage because it is using your owl's perception. So it does get advantage on those silly owl perception checks.
Can I get on the counter, like one arm up on this counter in the last property and lean in real close?
Oh, wait, sorry, wrong
to the
dice.
person behind it, and just be like,
There we go.
What is your most fun booth
Oh my
that
gosh, I'm
everyone
rolling the wrong
loves
one.
and has a good time at?
So okay. Whoa, there's a lot of things. Why are there so many performance checks coming in?
Sorry, I clicked on the wrong one. The 2 perception checks are that was supposed to be.
Okay, 20 and 11. A total of 20 and 11. All right. Yeah, as your owl is flying up overhead, it does catch a glimpse of a small child currently crying. In fact, it's actually crying, and there is another child that looks to be kind of talking to it. Holding a rather large lollipop as well, and it's a small little girl like wearing a pig mask that looks like is talking to the small child.
Do not engage.
Well, I found them. I don't really want to talk to the child though. This is not my forte.
I will speak.
I'll do it.
Okay.
Maybe you have some interest in
Maybe.
speaking.
I'll talk to the boy.
Okay, so you run up to the boy, and you see this small child that it is currently in conversation with, and things get a little. You just get this like kind of strange feeling as you approach this small child.
Is it still crying?
The child is like beginning to kind of stop crying, but you see the child that's with it standing across from it with this kind of like giant yellow and blue lollipop. Their clothing is very disheveled. They don't wear any shoes or any sort of footwear whatsoever. You begin to notice the closer you look and inspect this person, they don't look right at all. They look sickly. Almost as if there's something wrong with them. And as you go to confront this individual, this child, she takes her mask off, revealing these long, sharp teeth and this kind of almost like rotted, crawled back skin. Just kind of.
Oh, you really needed that shiny ball, didn't you?
Ah, that's
smiles at
horrifying.
you. Oh no, Vero's still there. This is a different child offering a hand to him, but sees you walk up and approach.
Small child, come here. And I'll just like lean down, like to about head level with him.
Yeah, you go to lean down towards Vero, and Vero kind of like stops for a second and looks towards you, and then looks back at the other child. This other child has also come straight up to you and reaches out.
Oh, what are you doing? And you came here to see what was the matter? Because I am obviously very charismatic.
You begin to
There's-
smell a weird stench, almost as if the smell of rotting flesh kind of wafts in your direction as this strange, sickly-looking child with a lollipop that was haggering little Vero reaches out towards you to grab your hand.
Yes, let's find your parents. You look very unwell. You look terrible.
Before you can even get that word out, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
I'm really good at those.
I'm sure you are.
It's
Plus
18.
clutch. Plus
All right.
one.
18 plus 1.
Oh, I didn't. I did it on the other thing. Hold
That's
on.
okay.
Let me do it on my actual character sheet on Foundry.
Oh, okay.
Because it did say VTT not found. Because I did it for my D&D Beyond sheet. I
Oh,
don't have it.
yeah.
Logistics and all.
Logistics. Hold on. Wisdom save. Where'd you go? What does it say? Oh, that one's even better. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Okay.
Oh, baby.
Ooh. You need a bath. Let's go find your mom and dad. They need to. This is neglect.
Yes. You go to do that, and you feel this kind of like stiffening of your joints as she grabs on, and you kind of quickly feel that, and you kind of quickly pull away, and you feel this kind of like stinging in your hand. You kind of look down, and then you look at the child next to you, Vero, making sure he's safe, he's fine, and you look back up. Child with the pig mask is gone.
Ew.
And we're going to take a short break, everybody. With that in mind, today, there is a dice giveaway, because there always is a dice giveaway here on the games here for the Blue Collar DM. So today's special word, let's go with Carnival. So if you are interested in winning those awesome dice, go ahead and type Carnival in the chat, and we will pick a winner after the end of the break. So go ahead and do that, and we'll see you in a second. All right.
I'm partying.
Dragon's Ride!
I'm
I
a
feel like we're gonna have to keep it as Shelby now.
And we're back, everyone. For those of you who this is your first time, I mean, it's kind of everybody's first time. These live streams are going to be kind of funky because we will publish the VODs, but they're going to be published in split sections so we can add a little bit more quality to some of the video on demand stuff. So this is kind of like coming back into another game. To remind everybody where we just left off is what we're going to get to after I announce the dice giveaway. The winner of the dice giveaway is Hey It's Kina. Hey_it's_ Kina. Congratulations. We will be sending you, reaching out to you to get that dice to you once the stream ends and try to figure out and connect all the dots for where to send them. So where we just left off, you all were introduced and found your way here to the Witchlight Carnival. As you kind of wandered around a little bit and were able to not only get a couple of very interesting encounters with this tree that was dropping sycamore seeds that were magical, as well as the opportunity to make a wish from a dandelion, the rest of you, looking for your lost things, decided to go to Lost Property. And as such, you found your way over to Lost Property. In the midst of meeting this very interesting displacer beast named Durlagron, you had a bit of an issue occur when Durlagron snatched out at one of the children that was currently there playing with them. Apparently these two kids' parents were left here for the time being while mom and dad did something. Who knows? But for the time being, and made one of these kids cry, who then ran off. Searching horribly, Leonore went the wrong direction entirely and got distracted by some small child with a lollipop. But oddly enough, once Maeve was able to kind of come up upon poor little Vero, he was currently sniffling, but also interacting with this very strange-looking child. One that was very sickly, tattered clothes, also carrying a lollipop and wearing a pig mask. Before you knew it, this particular creature, thing, whatever, rushed up to you. You felt this kind of like weird shock to your system and this strange tingling sensation on your arm. Kind of looking down and examining, you looked at it, you made sure Vera was okay, but in the midst of that short amount of time, you looked back up and to see this small child with this pig mask had disappeared. And that is where we left off. So, with that in mind, Maeve, you are currently alone here with Vero. What do you do?
Just kind of like looking at my hand while it twitches every once in a while. And I'm gonna look down at Vero. Where did your very ghastly looking friend go? I think he was in desperate need of help. He looked very bad.
She's not my friend. She was just... She made it seem like she didn't say anything. She just kind of offered that lollipop.
You?
No.
She didn't say anything to you about where she came from or where her, I'm sure very loving and attentive parents are staying here in the carnival? Picnic bench, perhaps?
She didn't say anything.
Oh. Very well. Where should we take you then, little tiny, not crying as much as they were before, child?
Not back to Turlegron. He hit me. Who are you?
Well, I am...
Are you a stranger? Mom said never to talk to strangers.
Well, by very definition, I am a stranger. So
No, I shouldn't be talking to you at all.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
I didn't know you were a stranger.
Well, I'm very strange to you. You should run along to your parents.
I don't know where they are.
You're really cutting. You're really. All right, fine. We'll bring you back to the group, but be warned, one of them doesn't know where he's going.
What?
And I'll bring the kid back to the group with the cat that he hates.
Yeah, and
Just,
as he
it'll
kind
be
of
fine. He'll say he's sorry.
okay, give me a persuasion check. Let's see if you can't nudge him
I'm
back.
so good. Dang it! I keep rolling on the
Yeah.
Dang it, Toby. Alright, persuasion. Let's see what that goes. That is an 8.
An 8? No.
An 8. A
Yeah,
big
he-
8.
as soon as he sees you kind of walking towards Durlagron and he sees him in sight, he just like, "Ah!" and he like goes to pull away from you as you're like kind of
Hey.
holding his hand.
I'm gonna let go of his hand and I'm gonna level with him. Look him right in the eyes. Grow up. We're all very afraid of things throughout our lives, and I need you to grow up so we can find your parents. It's just a cat. Get it together.
Give me an intimidation check at disadvantage.
Disadvantage.
Okay.
I'm
Let me
intimidated.
do this. I need you to get a grip, young kid.
So it's a controller command.
That'll be. I just rolled it twice because I didn't want to hold anything.
Oh.
That's
well-
gonna be a 5.
Wait, can I see this happening?
I mean, yeah, everybody except for
Kygo.
Theodore is within earshot.
Kygo takes to his lute and weaves incantation, a song, a spell of sorts, charm person on the child in an attempt at helping the distressed Maeve out.
I do believe there is a save on this particular scenario. So what is your spell save DC?
It is. Did I just roll some? Oh, it's a DC 13 Wisdom.
Okay. You begin to weave your incantation.
I'm singing, stupid child, listen to the stranger.
And the small boy just kind of like, he goes, listen to the stranger, listen to the stranger.
I'm just watching the kid as he
And
starts singing
meanwhile,
out of
there's
nowhere.
like 4 adults that are just kind of like looking around and look at you and just go,
All right, now that you feel better, where are your parents? Where's the
um,
last place you saw them?
as
hello.
you bring him back, as you kind of bring him back over the around, he goes, Mom and Pop left us here with Durley while they went and got some. They went to the feasting orchard for some custard pie or something. They should be back soon, I think, unless they got like lost in the custard. I don't know. This place is pretty
Lost
big.
in the sauce.
Not the
Yeah.
worst thing
Well,
to get lost in, I suppose.
I might be a stranger, but actually, my new friend Kygo over there, and as I'm still leaning down over the kid, I'll point to Kygo, is notoriously famous. You'll have a great time with them.
Are
And I'll
you
slowly usher the kid towards Kygo.
Are you a stranger?
I am no stranger to anyone. Everybody knows me. I am Kygo Proudvale.
Oh, okay. I can talk to you then.
And then I wanna grab Maeve and just say to the side, you and I are very different from one another, but I think in this
yes.
realm, if we stick together and work together, we might fare better.
Perhaps, yes, we'll see.
We'll deal with these children together.
Yes.
And
We can get rid of it fast, just to find its parents.
I nudge it over to
Gron.
Gron. I nudge it over to Durlagrendel and I say, and I say, I've retrieved the child that you've lost. Now, if you would kindly answer my question, how is it that you speak at all, Displacer Beast?
Not. Thank you, Mr. Kygo, as you call yourself. It was a gift, partially due to my my impact here on the folks here and being in close proximity to the Fae. I was blessed with this fortunate gift. I apologize for my brief outburst there. I'm probably a little bit overprotective of that item. It was my son's.
Got a lot of
Was.
value that?
Sorry.
Oh.
Got a lot of value on that? I mean, monetarily speaking, of course.
Not really. It's a child's toy. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have brought it up. Unfortunately, I do not seem to have your lost things, and I apologize. I wish I could help more, seeing as you did help
Well,
me.
It sounds like you've lost something of your own. You mentioned you had a child.
I did. I do.
Does this child maybe perhaps enjoy wearing pig masks and smells like death?
There's also a cat.
Smells like death.
No, not anything of the sort.
Oh, very well. Good,
Odd
good
of you
thing.
to say that. What's this about a pig mask?
Are they not common around the festival? I thought that.
I mean,
With
they're
masks.
masks and things of that nature, but either way, yes, I have a son. I do not know why that is of interest to you all, but
Well, it is. Because it seems as though you've lost something and we have too, but you know these fairgrounds better than we. So how do you feel about leveling with us? Maybe we could help you find your lost your lost child in exchange for maybe helping us find our lost items.
well, give me an insight check and a persuasion check. The insight will have your bonus.
I'm gonna pull back by Alistair and just kind of whisper. There was a weird fucking kid earlier.
The
Tell you
pig
about
mask.
it later.
Is that like a VIP thing? Like we got wings and they get masks? Or
I'm not gonna lie. The aesthetic of the wings is much more pleasing than the pig mask. And I
more
have to
pleasing
tell
than
you,
this?
Did
Ridiculous.
not have
thing?
a. They did
You
not have
put it in
wings?
that spot. You put it right there, and
You're
then
right.
it did its thing.
I deserve that.
Hey, did the creepy kid have wings?
I didn't see. Only saw the mask and was pretty overwhelmed by the stench. I thought I should call CPS, to be honest. And then it touched me. Grabbed my hand. It's like a little electricity. I hated every second of it. I wished it would not do that, but it did.
Perhaps
Eat
it's
some
one of the
fruit.
kids.
It might have been scurvy.
Right. Cadmus,
Yes.
smell my fingers. Make sure they're okay.
Oh my god.
Do they
yeah.
smell all right?
They-
That's right. It's like it's a must. It's
yes. What? Tangy, maybe?
tangy. That's a good word.
Oh no, that's not the word, is it?
Tangy! No!
Anything but tangy.
Done. Wait. Okay, during this whatever exchange had to do with the smell of the child and the fingers and the Cadmus, with my roles with trying to get information out of Dolores, what is the
Durlagron. Durlagron is the name of it.
Durlagron, the displacer beast. I rolled a 15 on insight, and then I nat 20'd on that persuasion.
Yes, you did roll a natural 20. With the 15 on the insight check, the one thing you notice, he's definitely, as soon as he mentions this child, he kind of, very much so, really regrets having said that, because now you all have like kind of pressed him on that a little bit. With that persuasion check as well, he just kind of All right. Look. I'll level with you. You're not wrong. I did lose my son. A few weeks ago. Not over it yet. I've searched around here, everywhere, but his name is Star. And he's my little star.
Well, I too am a star, and I feel like I'm the
Tycho.
perfect person suited to help. I'm sorry. Continue.
That small mirrored ball is Star's favorite toy. If you mean to help me, then I can part ways with this if it'll help in your search, but you're astute. Seems to be something else going on here. I don't know what it is, but Mr. Witch and Mr. Light have been on edge quite a while now. I don't know exactly what, but I strongly urge you to not confront them directly if you can. Maybe you can sneak into the staff area or something. Maybe get a beat on exactly what's been going on, because there's been more and more incidents as of late.
Incidents?
And these sirs are the proprietors of this carnival?
That's correct. My little star going missing is only part of it. Other folks, not unlike yourselves, have mentioned losing things here. First I thought it was a little bit of nonsense, but more and more folks like yourselves keep showing up with this concern of these lost items. I suspect they probably know what's going on. And hopefully you can indirectly help me find my child. I fear that somehow he's been mixed up in all of this. I just hope to God he's okay.
Well, what were the circumstances of your son's disappearance?
He was playing with a couple of the children. He was at one point they were playing like the little tag games that you have seen many of the others around here play, and before I knew it, he was gone. But when you mentioned the pig mask, one of the children he was playing with had something similar adorning them as well. Maybe there's more to this pig masked thing than it just being, well, you said it, one of you said it smelled tangy?
Yes, tangy. Like tangy.
Like fruit?
No,
it was
like it, you know, you feel it. Yes.
Yeah, like a. You know, like,
Yes, it was a very good way of putting it, maybe.
Ammonia's tangy. It's
Got a tang.
It smelled like ammonia.
No, it smelled like
Reserve?
death and lack of a shower for at least 3 weeks.
Oh.
Well, kids just don't go and disappear. I mean, often, but if there's something to be said about pig mask, that's kind of ominous. Does nobody else think that's a little Like, we should be more concerned by that?
Very. The stakes
It was deeply unsettling.
the stakes
So this
have
big
risen.
So this big mask who smells like death touched you and you felt weird and then disappeared.
Yes, that about sums it up.
Interesting. What was this? What was the creature's name again?
Durlagron.
Dargalon.
Durlagron.
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 Dargalon.
Durlagron.
I can't do it either.
What, if I might ask,
Dolores.
is your son? What does your son look like? Is he also some of your same?
Yes,
race?
he is a kitten. A
Kitten.
displacer kitten.
This changes everything for
I
Lenora.
look at Leonore and her complete and like she just melted at the sound of the thoughts of
Which
the
is
kitten.
ironic because this is the point that she hears displacer kitten, and as she walks back from, she apparently has a lollipop in her hand.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna put a hand on Leonore's shoulder and be like, "You've changed a lot in the short time we've been here." I'm gonna be like, "What's going on with you? Like, what is this? What is? Explain this reaction."
Perception check on the lollipop?
Give me a yeah, sure. Give me a perception check on the
Perception.
lollipop.
Are you?
Investigation?
Wait, who is
Probably has
this?
a hair.
I can tell you she absolutely stole it. There's a crying child in the background.
Oh no.
All right,
I can-
so we have that
I
and
di-
a 16 for Alistair.
16, correct.
Thanks to that sweet +1 from the folks at home.
Thank you, folks. Keep them coming.
No,
I
debuff us.
I need all the help I can get, please.
Subtract dice.
Have to
rolls.
mind that one, yeah.
It looks like a lollipop. Doesn't appear to be having any mystical auras or any sort of no, doesn't smell like death or poison or anything. Just looks like a lollipop.
Alistair's just
Distinctly
getting very
not
paranoid at this
distinctly
point.
not yellow and blue. It's a green and white stripe.
Okay.
I just feel like. Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, Leonore, she's coming up, she hears about the displacer kitten, she has a lollipop in her hand. She just kind of like hands it to Pete. Here you are, little one.
Oh, thank you. Oh, whose was this?
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
I'm actually quite
He,
concerned.
he starts licking the lollipop. Oh wait, hold on. Does the lollipop have like any dirt or like a hair on it or something? Has it touched the ground?
Cadmus, pick your battles. Dead.
I was
smell
going to say this is more important,
on hand.
which means I will table this discussion for another
Okay.
time. Table it.
So, missing children?
Just a little bit. Tiny bit.
All
Well,
right.
wouldn't a missing child also show up in Lost and Found, or is that not how this place works?
No, most of the things that come to me are more the mundane, like that partially broken ukulele.
So are there any form of guards or enforcement who might be, in charge of missing children? Because they can't just be left on their own.
Well, no,
Can they?
I'm afraid that you don't understand. When I say that my child is gone, I mean my child is nowhere to be found here at the carnival at all.
Foul play, I say.
In that
Things
case,
are
can
going
you,
missing.
can you
let's
at least
not
point
cry
us in the
foul
direction
play.
of someone, just tell us where the staff area is, just so that way we know where we're going.
Right.
Oh,
If
we
you
have a
have,
Will we break any memory?
if you have a map,
Again,
if
Lenora?
you have a map, you'd be able to see that it is behind the big top.
I'll look over Cadmus' shoulder and get my bearings. 'Cause clearly he has none.
Big top is that big tent right over there, right?
Yes, it is the big tent as he kind of like takes one of his wing tentacles and points. Uh-oh, we lost Kenzie.
No!
She disappears through a magical portal, never to be seen again. Puff of smoke.
Anyways,
and-
y'all,
No,
I'm
just
hoping
kidding.
I'm playing this great.
Meanwhile,
No, just-
Corey, take her +1. She clearly doesn't need it.
yeah, I know, right? I got
Oh
it.
no, the pig thing got her too!
Oh no! I got it. Don't worry.
Hooray, unexcited cloud.
Hey, there she is.
Hey,
I have returned from the cloud.
Yes, you've reemerged.
do you bring news from the D&D gods?
I looked, I looked for a long time, but no dice.
Ha, ha, ha,
That's
ha.
funny.
Yep, there it is.
You got
Oh,
there.
jeez.
Kenzie, I think you deserve inspiration for that.
Yeah, I feel like you do. Yeah. So
No, debuff me.
no, that was pretty cool.
If that's all you gotta do, well then
That's all you got.
I'm
Hey, Howie,
disconnecting.
I rolled a nat 1. Can I have some pity inspiration?
Nope, not yet.
No!
Pity inspiration.
No, I was curious. I was trying to get a vibe, Kygo, of the Leonore that we were first getting acclimated to before we crossed the threshold and entered the Witchlight Carnival, because I feel like she's changed a lot. And I don't know. My perception check was shit though, so I don't know if somebody else wants to delve into that or if she even wants to share. But I was like, oh, okay, what the hell?
Oh, Leonore had caught one of the seeds earlier. and
Yes,
had
I
given her
know.
some back.
Quite.
I think Leonore notices Kygo's kind of like confusion, and since she doesn't have like the seed or anything anymore, she just goes, "This won't last."
I'm
Don't worry.
Shame, really. This is kind of enjoyable.
Confound.
Mildly entertaining, at least.
Leonore like looks over at Kygo and is like, "Hey, Kygo, can you look at me again real quick? Just right here."
I'm looking.
I mean, she.
Boop.
And then I'm waiting for what I see. And then I think Kygo just gets bored and it's like whatever and like tosses
Oh no,
it
she
again.
just moved.
Yeah.
Hey, Pete, can you look at me real quick?
Oh,
Just like
yeah.
right here. Boop.
Don't do it.
What? No. He's
She's on one.
You know what, Gilligron, I have another question. So you and your son, you live here at the carnival?
Yes, we do, or I do. Again, like I said.
Well, your son did before disappearing.
Right. Yes.
So your son knows
we
obviously knows his way around,
perpetually-
knows everybody.
He would, yes, and we've perpetually stay here, live here, travel with the carnival wherever it goes. Mr. Witch and Light are the ones responsible for ensuring that it runs smoothly, and the carnival, runs basically through them via something. I do not quite understand exactly, but they are, the founders for a reason.
Do you ever leave and go to the surrounding villages?
No,
Never.
no.
Is that like
we
is that
don't really leave once you are a employee here at the
Displacer
carnival.
beast.
You kind of no, not exactly. Once you're an employee here, and if you're a displacer beast, kind of like what this one is saying, I found a home here and I planned on staying here. But most folks that work here typically stay here.
I do have a question. Are you allowed to enjoy the carnival on certain days?
Oh,
do you have
of
any
course.
off days?
If I choose to, yes. I mean, personally, my favorite thing to take part in is the eating contests over at the feasting orchard. Those are quite good.
You say
And-
this brings you joy.
Yes, it does spark joy.
And when your child disappeared, was he enjoying time off, walking through the circus
Well,
ground?
he's a kitten, so he doesn't work. He was just being, like a child, like all children are.
Oh, there's no harm in
Can you-
teaching
can
a
you-
kid a few simple principles of honest work.
Yes, but when they're like 4.5, it's a little bit more difficult, but sure.
Yes, I suppose so. I suppose.
Does your child can your child speak? Like you?
Kind of. It's kind of broken, a little bit. You've met well, you're barely 10. Could you speak complete full common by the age of 4?
Oh yes, I could.
Clearly?
Yeah, they say I'm a prodigy.
I think that's the point.
They-
Good
they
for
do
you.
say that.
Wait a minute. I say something. I say, Durlagrundle, I want to know who you think is the culprit and he or she who is responsible for your child's disappearance.
That's one for the naming.
My I don't know.
Are you doing anything about it? I feel like
I can't. I cannot leave here. Clearly, my son is gone. He's not here, but I cannot leave here.
No
I
suspicion.
think if we happen to come across any displacer beasts, we're definitely gonna notice. So we'll keep an eye out.
Please. Do.
Yes, we will definitely keep an eye out, and in the meantime, you said that we could have the ball. Perhaps that would be
Yes, that
an
would be-
indication if we find them that he knows to trust us.
Correct. That was my
pretty
initial
good idea.
suggestion. You are a very astute 10-year-old.
I'm
Prodigy.
11.
Oh, 11. Sorry.
Yes. Thank you.
It's the prodigy in him.
Yes, well, we won't get much done standing around here now, will we?
No, indeed not.
Perhaps we should go take our search elsewhere.
Yes. We need more information about these missing items and children. And also, like, untangible things. Like,
All right, Catamus, lead the way.
Yes.
As everybody like,
All right, Cadmus. Where do you intend to go?
can I do something real quick before we really take off?
Yes. Yes, you can.
I think as the group goes to follow Cadmus, Leonor goes up to Durlagrun, and she kind of just stands for a moment, and she kind of puts a hand out and like puts it roughly on his shoulder, like kind of consolingly, and goes, "It never gets easy when they get lost. We'll find them."
Thank you.
So, Catamus, what's our heading?
So he said the big top, right? Is the big top visible from here?
Kind of. I mean, you can. I mean, there's a lot of things with big tops.
Oh,
Oh,
it's that
good.
big tent right over there,
Uh,
isn't it?
And Cadmus points in the opposite direction. Yes, right over there, Pete. Good job. Very astute eye.
No, to the left.
Let's go.
You heard Cadmus. It's fine.
Cadmus just begins to walk straight the opposite direction. And you find yourself heading on by these dragonfly rides that aren't too far away from Lost Property. You see these large, giant lily pads resting on the surface of a glistening, phosphorescent pool. You see dragonflies using the lily pads as landing platforms, buzzing loudly overhead, with wings as brilliant as stained glass windows. A light, and then alighting as well to then pick up and drop off excited passengers looking for a ride. Near the entrance, you see a small, familiar sight of a smiling tree that turns your way and beckons you over. And with a red squirrel clinging to its leafy canopy, peering out at you, and goes, "Oh, hi there, little one." Meanwhile, the tree goes,
Hello.
the tree goes, "Hello there. You looking to hitch a ride?"
And
Where
Cadmus,
did they go?
well,
What
we
tell us
can-
about the dragonflies? Where did they go?
Right, now that
Wait.
Cadmus is gone, let's find the big top.
Go along with Cadmus and question. Wait, we can ride these? These are.
So with Cadmus, Pete, and Alistair distracted for the time being, he will continue to talk to them. But he just goes, yeah, you can ride them in and around the park. They have a specific route that they go, but you have that ability to get a nice tour of the entire place. Not too dissimilar to those there bubbles.
So, what you're saying is we get a dragonfly's eye view of the park.
Yes, a dragon's eye view of the park is absolutely...
It sounds like a very good way to get a sense of direction, wouldn't you say?
I think it might. Everything's free after admission. I don't have to pay like more tickets to ride rides.
No, of course not. Each your tickets are, get you admission to any ride or attraction here now that you're in.
Very well. Pete, Alistair, I believe that this right here is our chance at finding the big top. Now, I know I said I knew where it was, but that was a lie. Again, a habit I'm trying to break. But if we ride these rides, I can actually know where it is.
Your logic seems pretty good. And in my experience, learning how to sail requires a boat, so learning how to fly... Well, I think you're onto something here. What do you say, Pete?
Well,
you in?
I mean, I can Bubo, I can just kind of watch the whole thing through Bubo's eyes, but... Well, what do you think, Bubo? The owl kind of turns and looks at Pete. Oh, all right, you know what? Let's do it. Let's go. Bubo wants to go ride on the giant fly.
Kygo is already standing by one ready to mount, and I look back at them and I'm like, let's stop talking about it, boys. Come on. Toss.
Okay. Maeve, Leonore, are you all hanging around here and going along with the boys' plan? Or are you guys being like, we're just gonna go? You're like, what do you two do? Do you join them in this flight of the dragonflies?
You want me to go on a rampage?
Yes, Maeve, it's fun. Have you heard of that?
I've heard the word before. I own a dictionary, thank you.
Oh, indeed.
I know what the word is.
Well,
Peripherally.
I say to Maeve, I'm like, we're teammates now, and no matter what you need to do, if you need to ride it, then you need to ride it. So let's ride it together.
Begrudgingly take a seat between people and just...
Yeah, you all approach this kind of landing platform here, and as you do, you actually, in addition to everything that's happening here, you all approach these dragonflies kind of, it's very intimidating. The buzzing sounds coming from them are all very, it's kind of like droning and overwhelming at times as you kind of come here. You also get a little bit of that kind of taste of like the kind of like earthy kind of like tang of the swamp. Tang's gonna be the new word now, guys. But it's tangy. No, not quite like death, but I mean it's pungent. But you as you begin to go ahead and mount onto your individual dragonflies, you all catch out of the corner of your eye one of the other patrons here, a dwarf, begins to go and try to mount onto his dragonfly. But before he can strap himself in, the dragonfly all of a sudden just kind of goes wild and goes and begins to fly away, away from the landing platform, out of control. First, I would like everybody to give me a perception check.
Oh, baby.
Ooh, let's roll.
Let's see.
Big money, no whammy.
No.
Big money, no whammy.
Kygo once again is like looking at his nails, checking his hair, and he gets a 7.
Alistair's got a 15. He's got a weather eye on the horizon.
I'm sorry, at disadvantage. I apologize because of the buzzing.
Well, I already
Well,
failed, but I'll see if I get it worse.
Oh yeah, much worse.
Much worse, indeed. Much worse.
Oh,
Four.
baby.
Oh, plus the
Oh,
1.
no.
plus 5.
Okay, yeah, I got a
I did.
7.
I did better. I still got an 18 plus my 1, 19.
Okay.
I rolled 2 21s.
Nice.
Really?
All right.
I actually got a 13.
All right. So those of you who rolled above 19, you, in addition to kind of seeing this, you catch out of the corner of your eye there appears to be a individual who is currently stowing something into their cloak and like beginning to kind of almost like slunk away from the scene of what's going on here, as if maybe they had something to do with it.
Our dragonflies have not taken off into the air, right?
Correct.
Cool. Leonor
So what do you do?
Leonor hops off immediately and books it after the person.
Okay.
Moving. And Cadmus is going to follow.
Okay.
There's someone sketchy
Same.
over there.
So some of you are following the sketchy one. Some of you are following. Are any of you staying on the dragonflies, or are you all just kind of going after that person while the dwarf is kind of like flying around helplessly?
I'm gonna see if I can kickstart the dragonfly nearest to me and just like fly it above and follow the nonsense.
I'm waiting for the magic you all told me about.
All
And I
right.
guess maybe it's on the same dragonfly if they're big enough to carry. thought
they're
we were
big
all
en-
on
they're
one.
big enough. Yeah, you each get. No, they're not big enough actually. You each have to be on.
We have our own.
You have your own dragonfly. Yeah.
Okay, I'm tracking
Dang
that.
it, I really liked the image of just being comically squished between two people.
Sorry.
Maybe someday.
That's okay. Squished in this children's ride.
I feel like you're like the dad that's forced to go on the toddler ride, so you're just sitting there, arms crossed, like you're scrunching yourself up.
Whenever the camera flashes, it's just one of these.
All right.
Exactly.
So, who is on a dragonfly? Raise your hand, just so that way I got it all organized. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so 4 of you are on your own dragonflies. The ones not are going to be Cadmus and Leonor. Ugh. I'm getting there. I'm gonna get them. I'm gonna get the names all down eventually.
Nobody's asked, but she goes by Leo, so.
And I've been saying Durla Grendel this whole night.
I know you have. I've been ignoring it.
The DM is acutely
Some
aware.
of us can't ignore it because it's too good.
Anyway. Wait. So my perception was shit, so I feel like I'm just on this dragonfly.
Yeah,
but
if,
like
if your
I'm,
perception was shit, you have no
Yeah.
idea of this individual running away. So
I'm like letting the dragonfly do what it
so
wants.
actually-
Cadmus has no idea why Leo's running, but he's chasing.
oh yeah. So you're just chasing Leonor because
Wait, is this person on a dragonfly, or is this person just running away?
they're just running away.
Oh, well, I want to chase them.
Okay. Did you?
I'll
so
be
you-
with the chasers.
okay.
Sorry,
So,
I thought they were on a dragonfly.
nope. They were not. So you also saw the scene of this. So you began running after them. If you're wondering,
Thank
yes,
you.
I am organizing a map to discern where you all are.
Oh
The
no.
suspense is building.
Are you feeling it now, guys?
Oh, yeah.
Is that battle music on the horizon?
That means battle music is on the horizon. It's actually what's being played right now.
Wait, we get to. Ooh, baby.
Ooh.
All right then.
And that being the case, we are actually
Oh
going to
my-
switch scenes.
Ooh.
I am excited to like do some fucking. Yeah. Oh, sorry for cursing.
Some D&D.
Yeah.
All right. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna roll initiative for a lot of people, but we're gonna take the dragonflies off of here because they don't count. So with that said, everybody go ahead and roll your initiative.
All right,
Big money, no whammies. Nope, that's a low number.
friends. I don't know how to roll initiative on this.
Small money, all whammies.
It's
That's
next
a
to the
19.
AC.
Oh, I see.
That's the 2 minus